19. May we please have the roll call?
Trustee Brown,
Here.
Trustee Wa,
Here.
Trustee Silver, Trustee Chen Lao,
Here.
Trustee Fellow,
Here.
Trustee Martin, Trustee Osterling, Student Trustee Ramirez.
Could we pause for one moment? We need to dial in Trustee Silver, who's not able to be here, but she's going to attend by phone.
Good, because I have to leave.
Excuse me.
I'm great.
Oh, there we go. I need to pick up.
Please leave your
You know, today I went to my dentist, and he said,
She's probably asleep.
my wife is also a dentist. Said, we paid for a PCC student to get her degree. She was just work with us. Now she doesn't want to work.
Oh,
Said, option $5,000.
If we can't get a hold of her, we'll just have to start.
Business as
without her.
usual.
Olivia.
Please leave your message.
So we'll just go ahead and start until.
So we start over?
She gave me this number to call. Okay, well, she has a room in the cell. I don't know.
Well, you can, man. Let's move on.
Alex. Okay, there we go.
Well, I don't have. Oh, there.
Okay, great.
Ooh, Tammy, you don't sound too good.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So do we have to start over or what?
Okay.
No,
Get on mine,
you, Mary, you just need to ask if she's here and also ask if she has a copy of the agenda.
Trustee Silver, can you hear me? Trustee Silver?
Yes.
And do you have a copy of the agenda?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, wonderful. We're happy to have you, Tammy. I know you're not feeling well, but we are happy for your efforts. So we took the roll call.
Make it work.
We took the roll call, and I guess we'll include her as present. And at this time, do we have any public comment on closed agenda items? We do. Okay, please.
First up will be Camille Warren. Okay, Camille's not here. Second up
No,
will-
she is, she's right there.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, you'll have, 3 minutes, I think, and watch the timer. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Okay, Camille.
My name is Camille Warren, and I'm a student at Pasadena City College, and I'm here to do appealing of my grade based on incompetence of Professor Kaiser Plubia in Child Development 13B with her teaching skills and grading methods. Throughout the fall 2021, it was a struggle for me with me getting an assistance for my assignments of my homework. And I was doing observations, which I have passed the BF part with a C. She gave me a C, and I went all over the place from Pasadena school to try to see if I can observe children to find a different preschool. That wasn't successful at all. I went through Pasadena areas, even in my area, in the Marshalls and the La Cañada preschools areas to find someone to observe, which I went over 30 schools to find a school to do observations. And the five list that she had that was announced on the canvas, she said to me, "Oh, I will try to find someone that could bring you in," which that wasn't successful at all. I called schools around me, which that wasn't able me to be doing because of COVID exposures. Now, they didn't want me to come into the preschool settings because of COVID exposures. I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried. So throughout the semester with Kaiser Pluvia, which I have stated, there was three students in my class who was a teacher's assistants. They were able to do their observations because they were working in a preschool setting. Okay, and I and Hezekiah, there was a boy named Hezekiah was all over
1 minute. Camille, you have 1 minute.
You have a minute left.
What happened? So at the end of Pluvia, there was Hezekiah and I, like I said, and then Hezekiah and I were not successful at all finding places. Himself was trying to find places, and I emailed him through Canvas, one of my classmates, and that was failed. And I personally went over all of the modules that she wanted me to do. And I at the point of the verge of the end of the semester in October and November, mainly October, I went to observe my brother. And even on Canvas, she stated, "Oh yeah, you can observe I have other options to go to," which I have family members. She wanted me to go to someone else's homes and
Camille, you need to wrap up. Your time is at 10. Go ahead and wrap up.
She wanted me to go to other people's home to observe, which I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't know no parents who had children at all, and that's what I stated through her email. Moreover, she gave me some stuff.
Camille, I think your time is over, so that's okay. All right, thank you. That's 3 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Where did you go?
So your 3 minutes is out. So I think we're going to be looking over this on closed session, so thank you for your time.
Next up on item B6, Bernardo. Do we have Bernardo here to comment?
Alex is going to be reading.
Got it. Okay, Mr. Bucklehide.
Good evening. I'm reading a letter that was submitted on behalf of Dr. Z. Bernardo. On the subject of Dr. Erica Androgenis, there are several things you should consider. In 3 years, she has sustained a vote of no confidence from the Academic Senate, sustained a vote of no confidence from the individual full-time faculty, risked the lives of the entire PCC community by instructing her negotiators to tell the faculty union that returning when she wanted people to return to campus was non-negotiable, repeatedly violated the spirit of the California law that instructs each community college board of trustees to instruct its agent, its president, to engage in shared governance with the faculty of the college, casually taken almost $1 million of taxpayer money while refusing to support the correction of true diversity issues at PCC, such as the problem of full-time black faculty currently being lower in number than it was in the year 2000, disrespected graduates and their families at black graduation with a ridiculous, non-prepared, off-the-cuff performance, dressed in what looked to be an everyday grocery store shopping outfit and Crocs while dressing in full academic regalia for PCC's general graduation, refuses to truly listen and take responsibility for her actions or make an effort to change her ways, which has offended everyone I know. Another type of president was notorious for acting in that same manner, and we now call him the former guy. Perhaps Dr. Androgenis believes that she is done learning, and that is why she acts as though she has nothing to improve upon in herself or her actions. She could not be more wrong. We faculty demand that this lesson come in the form of being dismissed from the job of superintendent president. She has done similar things and worse at previous campuses prior to PCC, and now we are having to deal with the terrible decision of the Board of Trustees to hire her here after being let go from her previous institution. Luckily, that is a decision that can be quite easily rectified. Superintendent President Erica Androgenis does not deserve the grace of another chance to put all our lives and livelihoods at risk because of her proven policy failures and incomprehensibly dense decision-making. The logical analysis proceeds that anyone who chooses to continue in the clear folly of supporting and rewarding such astonishing failures in a president, while the rest of us have to bear the fallout of that folly, does not take their position seriously enough on this board to continue in it. Dr. Androgenis and her administration have already destroyed the feeling of community and collaboration they previously enjoyed with the faculty here at PCC. According to the faculty of this institution, the signs given to you now as board members say stop and change lanes. Otherwise, there won't just be an accident coming for us all, it will be an orchestrated disaster using millions of dollars of taxpayer money from the residents of Pasadena to destroy what is left of this institution and the people who work here. Thank you.
Tracy Bodis?
I read a letter from Tracy Bodis. This is a statement in reference to Dr. Erica Androgenis. Members of the Board of Trustees, remember your commitment to our college and our community. You have been entrusted with making sure our district operates lawfully and morally. Shared governance was unilaterally eliminated by Dr. Androgenis on the matter of the return to campus when Omicron was raging. I would like to remind the board that shared governance on this campus, as prescribed by California state law, has been eliminated. It is touted as one of the hallmark values of this institution, but in the case of the return to campus, shared governance was nowhere to be found. Bob Lazinski carried out direct orders from Androgenis that any discussion of the subject of the return to campus was non-negotiable. Another example of a high-level administrator failing this college. I would like to remind the board the Academic Senate has voted on the matter of a vote of no confidence, and the Senate is in full favor of a vote of no confidence. The Board of Trustees needs to recognize the majority of senators voted in favor of this matter. The full-time faculty also took an independent vote, and that vote fully supports the VNC of Dr. Androgenis. This is not a time to coach and counsel a sitting president of a community college. The time is to respond to the advisement and the vote and proceed with her immediate removal.
Shannon Margie?
I'm reading a letter from Shannon Margie. The recent votes of no confidence send a loud, clear message that we, the faculty of PCC, have zero confidence in President Androgenis and, by extension, in this Board of Trustees, as this board hired her and approves her misguided actions. One reckless, heartless action by Androgenis and approved of by this board was, of course, the mandated return to campus on January 24th. When Omicron was surging, local ICUs were full, some of us were immunocompromised or living with immunocompromised individuals, and most of us were justifiably scared. Faculty, staff, and students asked for answers as to why we were being ordered to return earlier than other local colleges. But we got no answers, no data, no transparency. We asked to be treated like the stakeholders that we are, engage in shared governance, and negotiate the issue, but in violation of Title V Education Code, we were told this important issue of our health and our lives was simply non-negotiable. We begged for compassion and received indifference and silence from the leadership, Androgenis, and you, the Board of Trustees. Faculty held protests and thousands of students signed a petition to stay remote. We were ignored. When some faculty decided to engage in civil disobedience and continue to offer our classes remotely because our students didn't feel safe to come to campus, you called us lazy teachers that don't want to work. Yeah, we heard about that. And guess what? That was the last straw for a lot of us. We don't have much money, unlike a lot of you. We struggle to get by. Most of us don't even have health insurance, let alone dental, vision, or a decent retirement plan. But we love our students, and we put our heart and soul into this job for them. We know you don't care about us. Your actions and words make it all too clear. But you can only push people so far. You can only underpay us, disrespect us, oppress us, exploit us, and abuse us so much before we fight back. And guess what? That's what's happening. This vote of no confidence and the one in 2013 are just as much about you, the Board of Trustees, as they are about Rocha and Androgenis. Your MO of rubber stamping every ill-conceived idea that a PCC president proposes isn't going to cut it any longer. We're fed up and we're voting you out. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to recess the closed session. I will read what we will be discussing in closed session. Item number 1 would be Code 54957, Public Employee Appointment, Director, Veterans Resource Center, Interim, Career Center Manager, Interim Ground Supervisor, Instructors, Physics, 2, Business Administration, Accounting, 2, Paralegal Studies, Ceramics, Mass Media, Anatomy, Biology, Physiology, and Speech Forensic. Item number 2, appeal by Camille Warren to Pasadena Area Community College District Board of Trustees regarding administrative determination on her appeal grade. Item number 3, Government Code 54956.8, Conference with Real Property Negotiator, address 1364 and 1339 Green Street, Pasadena, California. District Negotiator Candace D. Jones. Negotiating parties, California Institute of Technology. Item number 4, Government Code 54956.8, Conference with Real Property Negotiator, address 1405 Rosemead Boulevard, Rosemead, California, and satellite sites. District Negotiator Candace D. Jones. Negotiating parties, El Monte Union High School District. Item number 5, Government Code 54957.6, Conference with Labor Negotiators. Agency Designated Representative Robert S. Belinsky, Assistant Superintendent, Vice President of Human Resources. And item number 6, Government Code 54957, Evaluation of Employees, Superintendent, President. At this time, we will recess to close session. Okay. Sean? Oh, you got Okay, we are going to go to item 3. We are going to have our land acknowledgement by our own superintendent, Assistant Superintendent Cynthia Oliva, and it will follow by the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Partido.
Pasadena City College is a learning community within the indigenous homelands of people who have been known as the Gabrieleño Band of Mission Indians of the Xexiquanga Village and Quiche Nation. Tonight, we acknowledge the painful history of genocide and forced removal from this land on which we gather. Let us take a moment of silence in honor of the important contributions of the stewards of this land who came before us. PCC and its faculty, staff, and students recognize that we are all simultaneously teachers, learners, and guests on these lands. This land acknowledgement is a small part of an ongoing process of working to be in good relationship with the people of the land and embodying equity in our practices and policies. Thank you.
Now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item number 5, resolution number 722, authorizing remote teleconference meeting of the Board of Trustees, its regular committees, and any other college bodies as required by the Brown Act. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please raise their hands. Motion carries. Thank you. Next would be the approval of reordering of the agenda items.
I do have one item to be reordered, and that is I-2, adopt the resolution commemorating Classified School Employee Week. I would like to move to and change it to C12.
Okay,
I-2 will change to C12.
okay. Okay, so with that changes,
Move to
so
approve
we'll
the
get on.
agenda with
Thank
that
you.
amendment.
Thank you for the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please. Okay, motion carries.
Excuse me, should I be asking Trustee Silver to
Yes.
vote? Yes.
Trustee Silver, yes, you should be asking
Yeah.
Trustee Silver.
Okay.
I vote aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so our first introduction and recognition is our friends here from ASU, and I'm going to turn it over to Tamika Alexander, Associate Dean, Director, Transfer.
Mercy.
Good evening. My name is Tamika Alexander, and I serve as the Associate Dean of Transfer and Honors here at the college. I also provide support for our university partnerships, like the Harvard Leadership Academy, the CCCP UCLA initiative. But tonight, we are here to celebrate the connection between ASU and PCC. But before we celebrate, I have some good news. According to data released by the UC President's Office and the CSU system, PCC again is number one, the number one school in California for transfers to the CSU and UC combined. And this is due to the great support from our faculty on campus, our counseling faculty, our staff, our president, Dr. Intrajanis, the executive team, and I would be remiss if I did not give kudos to our amazing Transfer Center team who works all year round to support our students in the transfer process, so we're excited. Now, although we are PCC proud of our CSU and UC numbers, our goal is to also provide a clear path for our private and out-of-state institutions. And we've done just that with our ASU partnership. I would like to introduce to you Renee Beauchamp, who is the ASU Director of Transfer and Operations, and she is going to share amazing opportunities our PCC students are able to experience.
Good evening, Pasadena City College Board of Trustees and everyone else attending this evening. My name is Renee Beauchamp. I am the Director of Transfer Operations for Arizona State University. Thank you for giving ASU the opportunity to celebrate our partnership with Pasadena City College this evening. The My Path to ASU partnership expands access to student success and provides a connected end-to-end pathway experience for Pasadena City College learners. Students now have the opportunity to map their path into campus, online, and local models through 400 course-by-course guided pathways. These pathways are accessible through our joint curriculum alignment between our two institutions and the robust infrastructure of the ASU Transfer Guide. The goals of this connected transfer experience between our two institutions is to minimize credit loss and save a student time and money as they pursue their bachelor's degree and navigate the college journey. In addition to our My Path to ASU tools, we also have recently opened a California Center in downtown Los Angeles, located in the historic Herald Examiner building. We have 2 new, exciting, innovative baccalaureate degree offerings and programs for Pasadena City College students that are opening at the California Center this fall. One being our hybrid learning model through ASU Local, which combines 130 online degree programs with in-person components, and a full immersion Bachelor of Arts in Film Practices from our new Sidney Poitier New American Film School. Tonight, I have both schools here to share more about these innovative and immersive program offerings that we have for Pasadena City College students in their local community in downtown Los Angeles. So with that, I would like to transition and to introduce the founding director of the new Sidney Poitier New American Film School, Cheryl Boon Isaacs. Excuse me. Thank you.
It seems like a chorus. Maybe sing something. No? Okay. Hello. My name is Cheryl Boon Isaacs, and I am new to ASU, and I am new to the Sidney Poitier New American Film School. I have spent most of my grown life in the entertainment business. A pretty interesting journey that I have taken. And I have also taught marketing and distribution in a number of schools here in California, including USC, Chapman, Columbia College, Chicago, Mount St. Mary's. And I must say, I just love students. I love what they teach me as much as what I hopefully can teach them. I think it's very important for our industry to have young, and young is not an age thing, okay, at all. Young, spirited, interested folks who wish to learn about this wonderful, challenging, and exciting business. So I'm here to talk about our next semester in fall in the downtown California Center. And so let me go to the next slide. The Sidney Poitier New American Film School. You all know who Sidney Poitier was?
We hope
You
so.
do?
I hope so.
Okay, I'm excited. I know some of you would, but I'm happy to hear. Mr. Poitier, who I've actually known for many decades, it's a guiding light. To me, he's a beacon. He is a North Star for this program. That and his relationship to education, which was always very important to him, even though he's had a very, very successful career, I do know and did know that education was very important to him. So I'm very, very honored to be part of his legacy. And I love this quote, so I like to start off. I am the one I choose to be. It's really a good one. It keeps you in control of yourself and what you want and what you need in life in general. Why we offer the BA in filmmaking practices in Los Angeles. Our founding principles. Students will be educated by working industry professionals. That is one of the benefits of having our location in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Students will receive hands-on experience through courses and intensives that will prepare them to be successful in their internships. Our internship program, we are going to grow in every way possible, because I do believe very strongly that school gives you a marvelous education to begin, to give you a very strong foundation. And then we want you to have that hands-on experience as much as possible. And that's where you really can excel and really understand the education that you have received and how you will use it for the success of your careers. Coursework will be primarily project-based with review by industry professionals. Course scheduling to meet the needs of working students and industry guests and instructors. We will have a number of professionals in the field that will teach classes, will be guest speakers in classes, so that you will be able to have conversations with them, questions and answers. The question always I have found with students is, how did you get started? How did you get to where you are? So you will find that the path can be a little wiggly. It's not necessarily a straight line, and you got to know that that is okay. That is okay. The program will culminate in preparing our students to enter the industry workforce and launch successful careers. That is our goal. In-person classes. FMP 405, Film and TV Pioneers, Arnez to Rodriguez, the evolution of storytelling. That's going to be really fun. FMP 361, Intermediate Screenwriting. As you all know, a story is a story, and a good story is even better. So every bit of storytelling, screenwriting, production, direction, everything starts with a very good script. So that is also very important. Special topics, entertainment marketing. Now that's me. And let me just say, with regard to the two previous classes, Peter Murrieta, who is our deputy director, has a massive background, and even right now is on set as a TV showrunner and writer. And we, the two of us, as leadership, have decided to teach a class this fall to introduce our program and classes that are not offered at this moment in Tempe. So that's really special. So I am going to teach marketing and distribution because I believe also very strongly that our students need to know the business from beginning to end. And even if you have particularly interested in different skill sets like writing, directing, producing, editing, any of the different skill sets, I think it's very important for our students to understand the business as a whole. Because having been in this business for a long time, you just never know where you're going to pivot to something else. So it's a good foundation to have. Welcome to Hollywood. This is a class that actually explains the entity, the place, how it works, with an emphasis on professionals who will come in and address the classes in all areas. We're very proud of that, of course. And producing for film media. The basics, I know you know already because you've had classes, but to really solidify the practicing of the practice of film and media. And so we think that this grouping will give you a very solid beginning at ASU. Okay, that's it. So now I'll be turning it over to the ASU Local model. Thank you.
President Brown, may I just make a quick comment? I'd just like to say congratulations to Dean Boone Isaacs for your role with ASU. I'm actually working for the American Film Institute, so I feel like we have a little bit of a competition here. But my boss, Bob Gazzelli, sends his best to you, and thank you for being here. I know that ASU is in wonderful hands under your leadership. Watch out USC and the American Film Institute and Loyola Marymount, because ASU is here. So congratulations.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dean Liesel Reinhardt from Performing and Communication Arts, and I share that welcome to our community. of film and television programs here in Southern California. Board members, I don't know, did any of you stream any extra content over the last few years? Listen to a few more podcasts to fill the day? Well, so did several billion people. This is a huge growth area, and we are in the heart of the world's entertainment and information capital. So this is a great time for us all to be training students to serve in a variety of roles, including new and emerging roles that didn't even exist a few years ago. I'm really pleased to tell you a little bit about our program here at PCC, and I brought a few folks just to represent the many who join us in this endeavor as we train students here at PCC. I brought one of our adjunct faculty who represents the kind of folks that we bring here who are working in the industry but also have a passion for teaching, a full-time faculty member, and one of our students who's part of a new exciting program. And I told them they could each have one sentence, so let's see how they do. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Veronica Daniel. I'm a student here in the communications department, and I'm also a member of the GEI program. Recently, I went to North Hollywood, and there was a GEI and Banerjee Americas event to learn more about the entertainment industry, and it was an amazing experience. I highly recommend it.
Hello, my name is Matt Montoya. I'm adjunct faculty here, and my emphasis is in screenwriting and media writing, and I'm currently a working TV drama writer, but I've always loved teaching, so I love teaching what I love. So I'm excited that there's a new opportunity for our students to find a place to transfer to so they could pursue their education and their passion.
Tell them what show you work on.
Oh, I currently work on the Octavia Spencer show, Truth Be Told, on Apple TV+.
Awesome.
Right.
Hi, I'm Sarah Barker, and I teach in the TV and radio department here, and welcome. We're really happy to have you, and I teach more on the audio side of things with Lancer Radio and getting my doctorate in virtual reality. So it's a beautiful time to be in media. Welcome aboard. Thank you.
I wanted to let you know that our TVR program here started a new transfer degree just a few years ago. We've doubled our numbers each year since we've started that. It's growing really fast. 3 years ago, we became a partner school for Avid for post-production services in video and in audio. It's a really expensive program to do on your own, and so we offer it for free for students here. So far, we have 50 students, even during the pandemic, who've become certified Avid post-production editors, which is an incredible certification in the field. The program that Veronica is a part of is the new program that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have started to try and create more opportunities for diverse individuals in the film industry. We're going to be doing a boot camp sponsored by them here at PCC this fall, so we can avail ourselves of their internships and entry-level jobs for our students. We've started our own studio here called Studio PCA to create a work experience program so students can get resume credits, which they need. This is the industry where you can't get a job unless you've had a job, so we're giving them a job, and they're going to learn the skills they need. And finally, I do want to mention our incredible partnership with KPCC, the public radio station. We are the former home and a legacy partner. Our students learn in their former studio, and we have 8 guaranteed paid internships a year with KPCC. They hire our students. You'll hear our alumnus, Julia Paskin, one of Sarah's students, on air as an anchor every weekend. We're thrilled to get to work with ASU and other schools to get our students out there creating wonderful content for you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting ASU into this space. I am with ASU Local, which is ASU's program that's offered in downtown Los Angeles. And I wanted to take a few moments today to thank you all for letting us be here, but also to highlight this specific local opportunity and why this partnership is so important to us. From the beginning and the inception of this program, really one of the things that we have been following very closely is that higher education has continued to evolve and is evolving. And we've all seen that a lot, especially in the last couple years. The ASU Local model is designed for students that want to stay locally in their community, get a high-touch, personalized college option with a lot of career and mentoring throughout the program. If you have a chance to check out our slides, there's more on our model here, but really want to highlight that this is an opportunity for students to not only just take classes, but to really get that well-rounded support as a student as they navigate college and beyond, ultimately pursuing their careers. This partnership matters to us for many reasons. One being that we have had hundreds of students in the last 5 years apply and transfer to Arizona State University already. So we already have a long-standing partnership. But with this is another version and another way of pursuing a transfer degree and pursuing a bachelor's degree at ASU, which allows students to stay locally if they choose to do so. I also want to highlight one particular student who is here with us today who just recently graduated with her bachelor's in psychology and actually transferred from Pasadena in fall 2022. So if we could give a round of applause to our student, Nikki Leon. Thank you. Nikki is one of our first transfer graduates from our Los Angeles program and really is testament that partnerships like this are really valuable and really make it so students have a guided pathway and support into enrolling into a four-year university program. I want to conclude with just thanking all the folks that have made this possible, especially the Transfer Center. I look forward to continuing to collaborate and supporting more students, as well as Alex Buckelhide and Tamika Alexandra. Thank you all for making this opportunity possible, and we'd love to get more local Sun Devils. Thanks.
Oh, let's get some pictures. I love pictures.
Could I just make a quick comment?
Yeah. Is it okay if I take my shirt off?
Yeah, you can take your shirt off.
I get hot really easily.
I
and so
know.
Extra shirt on.
I don't blame you.
Okay.
I have such a heavy jacket.
And there are little bundt cakes in celebration of this, just so you know. Bundt cakes.
Madam Chair, I just want to congratulate PCC and ASU. I think this is an outstanding program. And having been former chair of Cinema and Television Arts at the largest university in California, we have competition.
Yes.
But I think it's wonderful. And I think I have great respect for ASU, so great job, Ms. President.
Yes, and I think Linda had something she wanted to say.
Yeah, I also just wanted to thank Tamika Alexander and the transfer staff. I think Tamika knows I'm a big fan of the transfer center and all the work they do, but I also want to thank Dean Reinhardt for all of the work that she's done. I know she's instrumental in putting a lab into South Pasadena High School, and I know the students are really excited about that. So Dean Reinhardt just has done just outstanding work. But I also want to congratulate Arizona. So since I also sit on the National Board for Trustees, I've watched Arizona and how they have shaped a model of education that has really met students where they are and really delivers education in a way that just makes it truly accessible and really exciting. And I'm really happy to see this partnership with California. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So I guess, go ahead.
So the next one, we have a few more recognitions. So the next one, if they're still here, Tim Zhu and Kevin Crouch, are you here still? All right, come out. So these gentlemen are 2 of 3 students who made a video promoting the health value of the COVID-19 vaccine. They recently won a contest hosted by the city of Pasadena designed to encourage folks in our community to get vaccinated against the disease. So we just wanted to give them a big round of applause for representing PCC. And they got some pretty nice gifts for it, but go ahead, Alex.
We'll run the video too.
Governors in 4 states have now asked residents not to go out unless absolutely necessary.
I was getting stressed due to the long period of quarantine.
The coronavirus has killed more than 770,000 Americans based on last year's figures. Almost 15,000 more have died from COVID-19 in 2021.
That doesn't mean we can't enjoy the holidays. We can be with our families if you're vaccinated.
As more people got their vaccine, it not only allowed us to meet our friends and family again, but also helped contributed to restoring our normal school life.
Good. Good to see you here. What's up?
By getting vaccinated, you not only keep yourself and others safe, but you will also be part of the community to fight off COVID.
We are Team TIK. Get your vaccine today. Yay!
Yay!
That was good.
Awesome. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you for representing PCC. We are PCC proud. Okay, and then our third recognition, I'm going to turn over to Dr. Cynthia Lebo.
Sorry. Thank you, everyone. So we have really amazing news to share with all of you about one of our students who just received a prestigious scholarship. And she's visiting Mexico for the first time in around 16 years, so she couldn't be here today. But she did send us a recorded video message that we want to share with all of you so that we can congratulate her for this honor. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is one of 100 scholarships that's awarded across the country by the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation. You can see here a picture of students, and over 1,200 students from across the nation applied for this award. And this is a scholarship that is valued at $55,000 a year.
Wow.
Yes. And our very own Natalia Hernandez Martinez won the scholarship.
Woohoo!
And so here is Natalia's video, and let me make sure that it plays here. I might need Alex back. I did include some pictures of the activities that she's been involved in. Alex? It's not playing. Natalia was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Council on Emmanuel Gomez's board for the Associated Students. She also participated in the Puente program, and she was in the pre-law club, where she participated in mock trial. And then she is headed to UCLA. Woohoo! It is. Okay. Well, at least I said the content of her video. Thank you very much.
It didn't work, huh?
Okay. Thank you. So it's not going to go. Okay. All right. Thank you. So our last recognition, I'm going to turn over to our illustrious board chair.
Oh, that must be me. So this is as we approach the end of another school year. We get to, it's kind of bittersweet, say goodbye to our student trustee, which had been with us for a couple years. Our student trustee, this guy has been just awesome. This guy is so dedicated. He has really made a lot of contribution to this board. He raised issues when no one else would. He is going to go places. I am just so proud of him, and I definitely want to congratulate him on his transfer to UCLA. But what I'm more proud of is the fact that he will be still engaged with community college, I think, at the governor's level, and he is a strong advocate for our students. So you're going to be missed, but you must move on. So we have something special here for you. I guess we will give it to you later, or would you like to pick it up now?
Do it now and take a picture.
Come, let's take a picture with
Yeah,
you.
let's take a picture.
Oh, sure.
So we have PCC in the background.
Right?
We are proud of you, for sure.
Oh, we all get to,
On behalf of the Board of Trustees. Look at that, David. And you must say something.
I mean, I don't really know what to say.
Oh, yes, you do.
I mean, it's been a long 2 years. It's been a long 4 years being at this college. I mean, obviously I'm first generation, so I didn't really know how to navigate my time here. I've experienced so many challenges, being a working student, a part-time student, and in this role. But I'm just glad that I have been able to talk to so many other students that shared my experiences, but also get to learn other experiences, and to be able to, I guess, elevate their voices on this board has been one of my greatest honors. So just thank you.
Very good. Do we have any trustees that would like to say anything to David?
Well, Trustee Ramirez, it's been my pleasure to work with you, and I know that your leadership and participation on the statewide DEI committee has just brought a wealth of knowledge. You have strengthened the voice of the students and really made sure that the student voice was really actively engaged in all of the areas of DEI. And I know you've impressed all of the trustees and all the stakeholders at the statewide level. And as President Brown has said, we know that you're going to go far. You've demonstrated leadership throughout all the time that you're here. And we hope to see you someday in these places, in these seats. So thank you for all you've done.
Attorney,
A lot of things.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
So, 2 years I've gotten to work with David, and to a person, just to echo what Trustee Waugh is saying, I have CEO colleagues, I have trustees from other districts, and they all know you, and they often go out of their way to say how amazing you are as a trustee, as a student trustee, because you really are engaged, you care, and you come with wonderful perspectives, and they just want to know exactly how we were so lucky to get you. So it's bittersweet to have you going, especially to UCLA. Fight on, people, fight on.
Not USC, but that's okay.
But I know you're going to be back, and I'm excited about that. Remember, you're a Lancer for life, and we always want to know what you're up to.
Okay.
I still have your cell number, just saying.
All right. Okay. So we are now going to go to our next.
May I have a few words?
Sure.
Thank you. So David, I know you've been my seatmate for the last few meetings, even before COVID. But I know that you have high aspirations, and I know that in many years, it may not just be Trustee Ramirez, it could be Governor Ramirez or Chief Justice Ramirez, and I know that you're going to be a voice for students, but also for the underserved, and I also wish you all the best in unionizing Starbucks, because that's the type of person that you are, really fighting for the little people, and congratulations to you, and go Bruins.
All right. So as we move on, yes. What you got?
Okay. Okay.
It's not working, so I guess we will not be seeing the video, huh? Okay, let's go on to its public comments and non-agenda items.
So I have about 6, I think. Okay, first up will be Mr. Shaganaka. You'll have 3 minutes.
All right, I'm ready. Morning. Last month, another 5 large-scale active shooter. What does that mean to the Board of Trustees? I guess not so much. If an active shooter can walk in at a Buffalo grocery store, it's the same way they can walk in to the PCC wide open campus without any real police officer fully armed. So I just completed my history course. And then in the history course, I learned a really, really tough history, the Native American history. It is so tough that I have to fail that class this semester. So one of the favorite things I like about this board is the land acknowledgement. And but something after failing my history class, I just have some critical thinking questions. So land acknowledgement that is something like you guys are talking about every single meeting. But what is the real action that reflect your words on how you say the land acknowledgement every single meeting? So when we're talking about Black student service, we're talking about a quota system. So I want to know, do you have the numbers that how many Native American students, how many Native American employees, how many Native American faculty that are currently working, studying at this campus? Because I don't see that how the Native American student service, how the Native American quota play out at this campus. And then another thing is that when we're talking about Latino students, we're talking about the Latino serving institution. That's what I heard like almost every single meeting. And then you call it a Native American land acknowledgement. Did you say 1 minute? Okay. When you say and then 51% Latino serving institution. And then after taking the history course, and then it makes me think that when you wipe out more than 20 million Native Americans, when you wipe out almost 98% of their population, I will say that it's very safe to assume they can never become a 51% population at PCC. Therefore, the campus will never become a Native American serving institution. Even though everybody knows, you say it, you're the one who said it, this is the land of the indigenous land. So what I see that faculty, the trustee, the members, everybody reaching out to Black student service, to Black student, to Latino student, but somehow I don't see the Native American students on your agenda. I don't see that how many
3
people,
minutes.
how many. All right, thank you.
I believe Mr. Buckelhide will be reading comments from Ekaterina Cotares, Z. Bernardo, Cecilia Medina.
Thank you. I'm pleased to read this message. We are reaching out in regards to the 2 official votes of no confidence, as well as President Androgenis' response. We understand that Dr. Androgenis is disappointed in the results. However, she has expressed no understanding of why the faculty voted the way they did. Her response all along has said nothing other than, "My feelings are hurt." We certainly don't know what best practices after 2 official votes of no confidence are, but we know that this is far from it. While we have been heartened to hear Dr. Androgenis utilize the words trauma and trauma-informed during her forum, we have yet to observe evidence of her intention to explore and institutionalize trauma-informed empathetic leadership as acknowledgement and amelioration for past behaviors. Specifically, we are speaking of the work that she is doing on both the personal and a professional level to learn and understand what trauma-informed principles and policies mean and how they translate into a campus community that feels supported and connected from the top down. We hope that Dr. Androgenis and her executive team will take it upon themselves as a professional imperative to use the summer to do deep, intentional, and authentic reflection, research, and work on inclusive, trauma-informed practices and policies. Also, we hope that the team will return with a more informed and compassionate response that moves beyond the status quo at our college, which is rooted in outdated and toxic patterns of behavior. The work of anti-racism is founded in understanding the somatic practices of bodies in institutions, and in learning, as representatives of organizations, how to respond to others with a human-centered lens so as not only to disrupt systems of oppression, but more importantly, to transform them. Consequently, this work needs to be funded at multiple levels, not just within the Division of Institutional Equity, Diversity, and Justice. We are very concerned about additional unpaid labor landing on the few of those who are committed to this work and who are already overworked without proper funding or support. Anyone selected to be leaders of a minority-serving institution of higher learning must demonstrate empathy, compassion, and humility. Therefore, we invite you, our Board of Trustees, to commit to this work as well. There is so much informative programming available online for free. A good place to start would be the many links included in the Community Excellence Grant application that was rejected, which we've emailed to you directly on page 10. There are even podcasts and videos for easy consumption. We look forward to your considered response, as well as your commitment to engaging in the work of anti-racism and healing from collective and individual traumas, policies, and past practices within the community of PCC. And it's signed Professor Ekaterini Cotares in English, Dr. Z. Bernardo in Kinesiology, Health, and Athletics, and Dr. Cecilia D. Medina, Counseling Faculty.
Emily Fernandez.
Hello. My name is Emily Fernandez, and I'm an assistant professor of English at PCC, and I'm also a co-chair of the College Council subcommittees on sustainability. I want to start in a place of gratitude. I want to thank the college via the College Council for unanimously approving the recommendation our committee put forth to, 1, create an Office of Sustainability here on campus, 2, to work towards decarbonizing our curriculum, and 3, creating further connections with stakeholders on and off campus to improve our sustainability. I just want to read a quote from the IPCC report. It says that climate change impacts and risks are becoming increasingly complex and more difficult to manage. Multiple climate hazards will occur simultaneously and multiple climactic and non-climactic risks will interact, resulting in a compound overall risk, cascading across sectors and regions. Furthermore, they say risks of severe impacts increase with every additional increment of global warming. NPR, paraphrasing the Global Carbon Budget Report, states that we have 11 years to cut emissions and to avoid dire climate scenarios. We have already experienced them here at PCC when fires threatened our air quality, the upcoming drought, and so forth. My students read these reports in my class and they experience deep anxiety about their future. They wonder what leaders are doing about it. In truth, no corner of humanity is free to hide from these scientific and urgent realities. So I ask you to take a moment before continuing the much-needed business before you to make this a priority in all discussions moving forward. We all have to have a place of power, and we have an obligation to speak to this. Students are looking to us for action. We are pleased to know that we will have an Office of Sustainability soon on campus and want to help with this process. We hope that you will be aggressive in getting funds via community organizations, government programs, and bonds to help with decarbonization of our campus. We hope that you will officially sign on to STARS program so that we have the data and transparency to move forward. I want to thank you for your time and consideration, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Catherine Sherry. Catherine Cheng. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Good afternoon. On May 5th, during a candidate debate in South Pasadena, Trustee Waugh was asked about the recent vote of no confidence on President Andrew Jonas. Your response was the same generic story we've been hearing all along, and you also stated the following. Unfortunately, the vote of no confidence passed, but it is an opportunity for Dr. Andrew Jonas to find ways to open the dialogue with the faculty. With all due respect, Trustee Waugh, this is not just an issue between President Andrew Jonas and the faculty. This involves all of us. You and all the longtime trustees have failed to acknowledge or accept any responsibility in this. You have either ignored or tried to downplay the severity and the cost of this vote of no confidence. You are all out of touch and choose to turn a blind eye to the problems that plague this very institution that you are supposed to serve and represent. You allowed this to happen back in 2013 with President Mark Rocha, and again this month with President Andrew Jonas. What is it going to take for you trustees to wake up and pay attention? The blame shifting has to stop, and it is time to hold each other accountable and actually implement policy to fix the dysfunction at PCC. Thank you.
Okay, we have Tracy Bodas. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. The statement is for the Board of Trustees. I speak for myself, and I also speak for a large majority of faculty on this campus who feel that the Board of Trustees has failed them. The words Board of Trustees, the operative word in that sentence is trust. The trust that has been broken by the very people elected into this position to be the voice for faculty, students, and everyone that's part of the PCC community. Sample one, I find it alarming to hear what goes on with board members themselves that gets back to my ears personally. Also hearing a statement from a board member who openly stated that her biggest opponent is faculty. I find that reprehensible. That statement was made by Berlinda Brown, however, that was not gossip, but it was made publicly. How am I to trust the board member after a comment like that? Faculty are exhausted of being failed by the Board of Trustees. The institution as a whole are also exhausted by the failure, again, of the Board of Trustees. We are tired of being patronized and treated like peasants under this administration, under our current president and her top aides. A comment directed to faculty on the subject of the return to work date. That was originally January 10th and then moved to January 24th. There was a quote made by a Mr. Bob Blazinski. The faculty are lazy, entitled, and not wanting to work. Lastly, this board must be more transparent in all financial matters. The money needs to be directed as designated. The faculty, especially the part-time faculty, are the lifeblood of this college. And in all fairness, it is time to start paying part-time faculty exactly what they are worth. We have a litany of silly administrative positions and too many VPs, and with eliminating just some of those, you could raise part-time faculty wages and give them health care. Thank you.
Okay, last we have Melissa Michelson.
Good evening. Since the last PCC Academic Senate meeting, tonight is the first meeting of the Board of Trustees. As you may know, the Senate voted no confidence in the president of the college, and the resolution also refers to issues with this Board of Trustees too. I hope, unlike when in 2014 faculty voted twice no confidence on then President Mark Rocha and the student government voted to censure his administration, this time you heed the voice of PCC campus constituents. 4 of you are still on this board, and back then you dug in your heels and extended Rocha's contract and gave him a raise. We faculty had to do our own evaluation of him because you conveniently only did one every 4 years. A year later, after the student government and the faculty senate gave you 2 votes of no confidence, and after a great scandal at the college with the 4 of you disinviting famed LGBTQ activist and screenwriter Dustin Lance Black from being the student's chosen keynote speaker at graduation, after which you picked someone else from City of Pasadena Health Department who was even more scandalous, then you re-invited Black back. Eventually, the 4 of you voted to sever with Mark Rocha and give him more than $400,000 of taxpayer money to leave, though that ended up being illegal. I hope the 7 of you take this vote of no confidence seriously and not shove it under the proverbial rug. In case you haven't noticed there's a campus climate issue at this college. This morning, at the exciting opening of PCC Northwest Satellite Site, I said hello to one of your longtime administrators, Crystal Colross. We were this close, and as it was outdoors, I was not wearing a mask, so I wasn't muffled. Also, it wasn't loud, but I repeated myself louder and said, "Hello, Crystal," to which she continued staring straight ahead. This kind of childish, unprofessional behavior rises to the level of hostile work environment and is a big no-no for the ACCJC and reaccreditation. We are colleagues and must treat each other collegially, and that was not collegial. AP 3060 ethics policy for managers says the administrators need to develop a climate of trust and mutual support to foster openness by encouraging and maintaining two-way communication with their colleagues. This is not the first time that Ms. Colross has behaved uncollegially. As per AP 7150, teamwork and collaboration fall in the administrative performance eval, and I hope that Dr. Andrew Jonas, as her direct supervisor, considers her direct and indirect hostility toward faculty and her microaggressions. As the board oversees this president of the president of the college, I'm bringing all of this to your attention informally tonight, and I will refrain from elevating this further unless this persists. Finally, board docs online, BP 7150, performance eval of administrators. Online, the evaluation form for administrators goes into a loop back to boarddocs.com, and there is no form, even though there's a live link. I hope you and Ms. Colros's office can remedy this. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Okay, so let's move to our next item, which is...
So we need Mary back in the room because we need to take a vote and have a motion.
Where is she?
She stepped out with someone who was talking to her.
Why don't we go on to agenda 10? Item 10?
We're going to 9, approval of minutes.
Okay. Okay, no.
Okay, we're going to item number 9, approval of minutes for regular business meeting number 18, April 2022.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Unless you have any discussion, just raise your hand. Approval of
And-
minutes?
Trustee Silver?
Aye.
That's right. So now, everybody else?
No, I'm abstaining.
You abstaining from the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you got that? Okay, so item number 10, board committee reporting out information items. Any board?
So the Accreditation Board Policy Committee did meet, and you'll see a board policy on recommendation from Trustee Ramirez that we will be reviewing tonight.
Okay, any other?
Yes, the facility committee met, and it's scheduled now for the Serafian evacuation to begin the week of June 13th. So that's very exciting. We also got some just information on some new redesigns for how to improve the appearance and functionality of the Galloway Plaza. And basically those on the committee expressed their opinion that it would be nice for those designs, and they're just in the conceptual talking stages, to make sure that they fit the theme of the architecture around them, which, as you know, we've tried to do so much with Shafford Library and even the new Serafian building, or in the immortal word of Jim Osterling, at least be a derivative of the feeling that's there now. I thought that was a very good word. And then finally, we are informed that we are still looking for potential satellite campuses across the district. With that, I'll transition to the Budget and Audit Committee, which also met and previewed the 311Q that you see before us. And the two big takeaways that I would say that I heard in the meeting. Number one, financially we should be doing fine this year because, as we are all aware, there's a hold harmless with the state. But as part of that, we also know, as with all our other community college brothers and sisters up and down the state, or whatever relationship you call that, we have seen, a dramatic decline in enrollment that is obviously very, significant and very serious, and the college is paying attention to that. And then finally, there fortuitously should be some one-time money, we hope, available at the end of this fiscal year, as it looks like with the hold harmless, things will be pretty solid. And the current thought is that that money will help facilitate the portion of the Serafian building that was previously unfunded or go into a capital improvement fund for the support of the Serafian building that was unfunded by the state of California. I think I got that right. If not, I'll get corrected later by a more knowledgeable source.
All right. That's your report.
Yes.
Any other? Okay,
Trustee Brown, we need to go back to public comment because there was a mix-up with a public comment card with an individual who had submitted something, but this individual intended to come in person, and so there was a mix-up, and so I believe Dr. Bernardo is here to make a public comment, so you can come up now, and Trustee Waugh will give you your 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes.
Good afternoon. I thought I might introduce myself to you today. I'm Dr. Bernardo. I'm Italian. I'm not Capone. However, this administration might have designated me as public enemy number one. I'm the faculty member who introduced the resolution of no confidence to the Academic Senate. But other than 4 adjunct faculty votes, all of the rest of the votes were cast by full-time faculty. All I did was talk about what happened to us. Let me now speak figuratively to try to paint a technicolor picture for you all. While the vote of no confidence leaves perhaps a scarlet letter on the report card of Androgenis, where that A does not stand for amazing, I have to extend that as the VNC did to all you sitting here on the other side of this room, because you board members are figuratively in bed with Erica Androgenis. You have tied yourselves to her as willing partners to all of her shenanigans, and that A marks you as well. From your side of the room, you may feel like you have a firm grip on the reins, but the horse you are trying to control has no intention of following your lead. The Faculty Association, also with whom you have all dallied in the past, has been nipping at your heels. No matter how they may usually seem, these are no longer gentle manatee in your waters. They are piranha, and they are attracted by the thrashing of potential prey. They are sharks who have smelled the blood in the water. We faculty, labeled as opponents by Berlinda Brown, have landed a significant blow in this skirmish. It is only fitting that we do so, as none of you were concerned about our health and our lives, as you issued proclamation after idiotic policy, forcing all of us with vulnerable family and health conditions back into the classrooms, denying accommodations to protect ourselves. All of you as you sit there have bought into, upheld, and defended this indefensible caste system, oppressing adjunct faculty upon whose backs the labor of teaching at this college falls the heaviest. You accepted your metaphorical rings or positions of power only to discover that you are actually thralls to the current system of evil, and now you don't really seem to do anything but perpetuate the evil of this inbuilt inequality. We could ask you to do better, but we all know you won't. We could ask you to pledge to fix the system that causes adjunct faculty to die of exposure in their cars because we don't make enough money to afford housing in LA, but we all know you won't. We could ask you to give us one sign that you care about these things or still have some vestige of compassion for people who are not you, but we all know you can't. Like the soon-to-be ex-president's inappropriate performance at Black graduation, you are committed to your own performances of what you think passes for propriety, but none of you are proper, because to be proper, you first have to be right. None of this is right. You could decide to surprise us by doing better. I mean, even goats can learn to perform, but to borrow from author Lavia J.E., what I seem to be looking at right now is a panel of useless goats. Because what you have done is give her nearly $1 million of taxpayer money in the last 3 years, and what she has given us faculty is COVID, failed testing, denied accommodations for age and disability, a self-aggrandizing piece of propaganda in Pasadena now, and oh yeah, she planted a tree for us. I'm still not sure where it's supposed to be located. Can you maybe give us a map to that tree so we can follow that path to healing? Because oatmeal raisin cookies just aren't equivalent, and that's one more place where you're wrong, and you're wrong, and you're wrong, and you're wrong. See where I'm going with this? In Lord of the Rings, it was said that no man could defeat the Nazgul Witch King of Angmar. Well, the faculty now figuratively have the barrow sword of the Dunedain, and I am no man.
Okay, I think that's it.
So where were we? Do we have any?
We do. I'd like to invite Executive Director of Student Equity and Achievement, Kuei Deng, up to the podium to give an update.
Good evening, everyone. How do I make, yeah. Would they switch? Okay. Greetings, Board of Trustees. I'm honored to be in community with you tonight. This is my first time here, so thank you for having me. I'm here to give you a brief update on the development of our 2002 and 2005 Student Equity Plan and our current planning process. Just a little brief review. Most of you know this, but our Student Equity Plan focuses specifically on eliminating opportunity gaps in relation to access, course completion, certificate degree completion, and transfer readiness. So what that means is we are looking at metrics that talk about enrollment, access. We're also talking about closing gaps in relation to transfer to a four-year college, retention from spring to fall to spring or spring to fall, and we're also looking at completion of math and English in the first year, as well as attainment of the vision goal completion, which is completion of a certificate or a degree. I want to talk a little bit about our process. What you'll hear from us and throughout the year is we're having a Trenza braided collective approach, meaning we really want to be intentional with this next plan, moving from compliance to really transformation and commitment as a college. So as you see in these circles, we're involving a lot of intentional groups, including at the forefront our student leaders and our student voices. We have started a student equity plan advisory made up of 12 to 15 students who meet monthly and provide input and give us perspective. And they'll be also leading fall listening sessions with our students to get feedback on the actual plan. We also are part of a year-long student equity institute, which is with 15 other colleges, where again, we're really looking at how to create a new plan that's bold, that's dynamic, that's again moving from transactional to translational, as well as transformative, and how do we do that as a larger college versus just a small portion of the college. We're also working with the the Student Success Committee, as well as all of you and different stakeholders across the campus. As you can see here, this is just a brief timeline, and I'll be coming back in June or July to share a little bit more about details, but I wanted to give you just a brief stroke or a sense of what we've been working on. We spend a lot of time within the Student Success Committee evaluating our current plan, and that's our 2019-22 plan, and unfortunately that was written before COVID, so much of the world has changed quite a bit, and so a lot of that evaluation has to do with reflection on where we've come, where we need to go, and what places that we need to pivot in terms of our priority areas. We've been having lots of campus conversations with all groups across campus, including faculty, student services, administration, and of course students. As I mentioned before, we are part of the Student Plan Institute. And then the student voice piece, again, I'm just going to reiterate, a lot of our focus groups over the last year, students have really shared, please don't plan without us. And so we're really taking that to heart and making sure that students are at the center of this work. We are currently engaging specifically with instruction, as well as student services, but really focusing more on the classroom and developing our equity goals and how to involve faculty, how to support our students, and what does that mean considering that most of our students spend the majority of their time in the classroom. We'll come back here in July and August to get feedback on the draft of the plan, and we'll come to the board for review and approval in October to be sent to the Chancellor's office in November. So I look forward to coming back, but I did want to give you a quick overview of the plan. Thank you.
All right.
Great, thank you.
Go ahead.
So, Quay, thank you very much for this timeline and overview. I hope that the first time the board will see this is not going to be in October. I think that one of the things that we have talked about at the state level is that we have some integration and input throughout the whole process. And it can be maybe at different tiers. So I understand that there may be some concern that the trustees are maybe really down in the ground when serious discussion needs to take place. But I hope that we have some sort of a way to have a parallel so that the trustees can be involved along the way, and so that so that we see some of this prior to the October date. So that's just my feedback.
Yeah, and I welcome that, so thank you, Trustee Wall. I'll make sure we find some other opportunities to engage you all before October.
Trustee Wah, that was why Quay was doing a quick piece tonight and then a little bit more. So it's really this is meant to be introductory with more dialogue over the next few months. It's just looking at what the timeline is, but the goal isn't just to bring it to you in October with the desire to approve it. Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will move on to our next item, which is
12.
Let's see where it is.
It is C12, and that's the resolution commemorating Classified School Employees Week. And
That's the one we're moving.
Yes. So we're going to have Ernesto come up.
Thank you.
Good evening, trustees. I'm going to go ahead and also welcome some of the classified union leadership, Ms. Anna Davis from CFT, Mr. Greg Semenik from CSEA, and Officer Tushar Giuliani from the POA, who was also here presenting this resolution for your consideration. So I'm going to read this resolution out. We all collectively worked on this together to present it to y'all. So it's resolution number 724, commemorating Classified School Employee Week. Whereas classified professionals provide valuable services to campuses and students of the Pasadena Area Community College District, and
whereas classified professionals have shown resiliency, commitment, and integrity to the establishment and promotion of a positive educational environment, and
whereas classified professionals serve a vital role in providing for the welfare and safety of Pasadena City College students, and
whereas PCC classified employees have distinguished themselves beyond any expectation during the COVID-19 pandemic response, demonstrating exceptional flexibility, creativity, and commitment to our college and our students, and
whereas classified professionals employed by the district strive for excellence in all areas relative to the Pasadena City College community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby recognizes and wishes to honor the contribution of classified professionals to quality education in the state of California in the Pasadena Area Community College District, and declares the week of May 16th to 20th, 2022 locally as Classified Employee Appreciation Week in the Pasadena Area Community College District. And I'll leave it up to vote. And I have another comment after this, after the vote.
So you have that resolution before you, and we actually have it printed in a really nice format.
Okay.
So you need a motion to.
Do we have a motion to approve this resolution?
I move to approve.
Second.
Okay. And we have a second.
Okay.
Ask Tammy.
Aye.
Thank you,
Did you ask
Tammy.
for- Aye.
And all in favor? Very good.
Okay.
Motion approved.
Wonderful. Thank you. And then Ernesto has another announcement.
Thank you. Yes, so I will ask all of us for a picture right after this, but I have a comment to action. So 2 Board of Trustees meetings ago, y'all put forth a nomination for Classified Employee of the Year. That particular nomination has been accepted, so it is my honor to inform all of you that the PCC Classified Employee of the Year is Ms. Angie Alvarez. She's being recognized next Monday in Sacramento.
Okay.
And is very competitive this year. She's one of 7. And I also want to thank Dr. Anna Jonas for allowing her to, or paying for her flight and all her stuff to be able to go there. In particular, Ms. Alvarez, who cannot be here because in true outreach fashion, she's actually hosting a online virtual FYE open house for over 1,000 folks. She did want to express this to the board. So she says, and I quote, "I feel extremely honored to have been recognized by our classified Senate and to be able to represent our campus community. This would not be possible without our amazing Pathways FYE team and our other campus partners such as SCAM, Enrollment Services, and Counseling, to name a few, who make it possible and easy to do this work. Their support and collaboration to help students through the guided entry process and beyond makes this a team win. I'm looking forward to continuing to share PCC with our school partners and community." So thank you for that, and I will go ahead and welcome a picture with all of you up there.
All right.
Thank you.
Where are the picture going to be? There's a picture there. Okay, moving right along.
Okay, so now I believe we're at the consent calendar. You're at the
So
consent.
let's go back to our consent calendar. Okay, so now we will approve consent calendar items E1 through G23. Do we have any comments? Or if not, do we have a motion?
We normally go D to F and say, I'm sorry, D to G. I'm sorry. I saw it wrong. No comment. You're spot on.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and now, Mary? Trustee Silver?
Aye.
All right, excellent.
Okay, so motion carries. Okay, so the next, where we go now, move that up. Approve consent
it's
items.
H.
Yeah, they didn't move it. H2 through H4, personnel, and we know that our students do not vote on this consent item, so do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Raise your hands, thank you. And Trustee Silver?
Aye.
Thank you. So motion carries.
And for the next part, can I suggest?
make a comment?
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
I think Trustee Waugh has a comment.
Yeah, I just want to thank Dean Reinhardt for all of her work, and I know that whatever she chooses to do in her next opportunity, she'll just do as outstanding a job as she has done in this division. So thank you, Lisette, for all you've done.
Okay, yes.
Okay, I'd like to suggest for the next part, we break it into two. You can take all of these items together, except that we need to have the last three, because the student trustee does not vote. So I'd like to suggest that you have a motion for items 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You could take that all together.
Okay. Let's do that. So our calendar, H12 through H4, is that what we're talking about?
No, we're
still?
talking about I. You've already
Okay,
voted on
So we
H.
need to move this up. This is.
Yeah. Oh. Talking about I?
It's not moving.
So you
Well, let's
have.
just me go up to mine because that's not moving.
Okay. Can we move up?
Thank you.
There we go. So you've already dealt with I2, that was moved to C12. So in the past, you all have wanted to put things together. So my suggestion was I1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10
That sounds good.
as a single motion.
Yes, okay. So do we have a motion to approve I2,
1,
3,
3,
4?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is there a
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead. All in favor, raise their hands. And Tammy?
Aye.
Great.
Okay, great. And now.
Motion carries.
I'd like to make a comment.
Yeah.
Yes, comment.
So I just wanted to make a comment on the credit, non-credit, item number I3. So I had asked I think on the non-credit curriculum, I think it's great. There's obviously a lot of extension classes that the community takes, but one of the things I hope that we'll do is reach out to community to see if there's any opportunities for us to look at other topics, because I know one of the questions I asked was how do we know that these are classes that are in demand by our communities, and I know that we reach out to those people who are already taking the classes, but just in reaching out in my own community, I think that they would appreciate themselves to have some input and surveys for possibly new classes that could be of use to the community. So that's my input.
Great. Well, I know for sure that while I'm out on the campaign trail, I have had a lot of requests for non-credit classes, especially over in Northwest Pasadena. So as we get through this time, maybe at the commencement of the year, we could address those things. Right now, we will see where things go. So I will bring mine up. I did have some suggestions as well. Okay, so
then the next three items are three items that the student trustee would not vote on, and that is I-11, 12, and 13. Could be taken as a single motion.
Oh, well, thank you. So do we have a motion to approve item 11, 12, and 13?
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Just you or me, Bernardo.
I guess you will make a second, won't you?
Second, yes.
Okay, so, of course, I think Tammy could have made a second.
Yeah.
So, all in favor, raise your hands. Yes. And Tammy, are you?
Aye.
Thank you, Tammy. And motion carries.
Okay.
We're pretty thin tonight, you guys. All right. So now we are going to information item, and we will start with the superintendent president report.
Okay, so it's been, of course, busy, especially at the end of the semester and everything. In addition to that, we had the trustees conference in Dana Point, which was a nice opportunity. Trustee Silver was there. I also was part of an NCAA panel meeting the other day, hearing about updates to changes with the NCAA that impact our student athletes, because as they change things change for us. I also I serve on the Pasadena Bioscience Collaborative Board, so I attended that actually before our groundbreaking. And as we know, graduation season, we had a great commencement as well as lots of other celebrations, and too many to count. Thank you all for attending graduation. Thank you so much to the faculty and the staff and the administrators who were there to help make graduation really special. It was so great to be out there on the field for the first time in really 3 years, since 2019. Commencement was great last year, but it's a very different feel to a traditional graduation.
It is.
And very happy that Trustee Wah was honored at the California Community College Women's Caucus last week with the Legacy Award. Many folks sent in glowing responses from folks around the state about your work, and especially because Trustee Wah is a co-founder of the Women's Caucus for California Community Colleges, along with Executive Vice Chancellor Daisy Gonzalez. So they were the two instigators in that, and it's great, and we got lots of women enjoying the opportunity to come together, and I think we're going to have even more going forward. We also honored Dr. Pam Lester, who is retiring from San Diego Mesa College. She was honored with the CEO Award, Legacy Award, and she's done tremendous work, very well known for her Equity Avengers, along with Dr. Keith Curry. I was honored last Thursday to go and represent Pasadena City College downtown, where the Campaign for College Opportunity had an award ceremony. We had Assemblywoman Jackie Irwin, who is the author of AB 705 as well as AB 1705. She's also my local assembly member in Camarillo. I drive by her district office every day on my way home. And also Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis, who were there. I'm happy to report that Pasadena City College took the top honors in pretty much every single category. In fact, we have a framed certificate along with a file of certificates because we were honored. But really, what we were noted for, celebrated for, and really we were a standout for, and I was able to provide some words on behalf of the college, was for our 100% placement in transfer level math and English for Latinx and African American students. No other college did that for all of their Latinx and African American students in the first year of transfer level English and math. So huge accomplishment, and we have a lot to be proud of. The faculty have a lot to be proud of for really figuring out how to make AB 705 work. So kudos to our faculty and to our students. I also took part, I moderated a panel for the California Community College LGBTQ virtual summit that happened earlier this week. PCC was a gold sponsor. We are actually hosting the National LGBTQ Leaders in Higher Education Conference a month from today. Actually, it will have started on June 15th. We will be doing a pride flag raising on June 1st at noon. And yesterday, an interview with myself and 4 other CEOs was published in Insight into Diversity, and it was about what being LGBTQ leaders, leading organizations, and how it contributes to the students and student success. So that was exciting. One of the individuals was Dr. Regina Stanbeck-Stroud, longtime college president, former faculty member here in the California system, just a powerhouse. We had our superintendent principal luncheon and back at the end of April, and it has been paying dividends many times over. Dr. Raquel Torres-Rentana has been just inundated with meetings with our local K-12 district leaders to strengthen our partnerships in dual enrollment, and we've made some inroads into working with our middle schools. And you know, the earlier we can get them, the better. The earlier they know who PCC is and where to go, the better. So that's great. Our Serafian construction continues following our groundbreaking. We have site prep underway, and I think pretty soon we're really going to see, yep, we're under construction, because we're going to start to hear it. We had a really great event this morning, PCC Northwest Welcome Center this morning. I think a lot more people. It was great just to see so many folks there. Very exciting. I think it really was a true testament to how partnerships can work in the city and how PCC is recognized increasingly in example after example as a true trusted partner in the community. And it was great, Mayor Gordo coming and offering remarks, and we have been working with Mayor Gordo on setting up some skilled trades apprenticeship programs. And as we were sitting there while it was going on, we were chatting about possible locations and next steps, so it's really exciting. And we are thick in the process of hiring faculty and staff. We have 20 open faculty positions. We have selected 18 out of 20, and so we're doing pretty well. We have 4 dean searches going on right now, and some other staff, so there's a lot going on in the HR world. And that concludes my report.
Well, thank you. So let's hear from, I think Gina Lopez is here today?
Yes, she is.
How blessed am I?
Hello, everyone. Although the Academic Senate is currently not in session,
As the President of the Senate and on behalf of the faculty of Pasadena City College, it is my duty to report that the vote of no confidence for President Andrew Jonas began on April 27th and was concluded at 5 p.m. on May 4th. Full-time faculty were given 1 week to vote. All votes were anonymous, and at 4:45 p.m. on May 4th were revealed to Alex Bucklehide, representing President Andrew Jonas, the Academic Senate Executive Team, and the Election and Nominations Committee. 2/3 of the full-time faculty voted, and the majority were in favor of the vote of no confidence. The results were shared with all faculty members, members of the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Andrew Jonas. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Okay, so that's the report. Do we have it classified? I think Mr. Partid is here.
Hello again. I have 2 quick reports and then one longer one. So first and foremost, I want to welcome all 12 employees that are coming from the college based on today's actions. 10 of them to facilities, 1 in fiscal and 1 in the math department. Second, a couple of retirements. I think Shireen Adele, who is probably doing the YouTube right now, 19 years of service to the college. Ms. Pat Cross, 36 years of service, and Mary Timber, also 36 years of service, and that's a total of 91 years of service to PCC. Wow. This week is Classified Appreciation Week, as the action that was taken today. And this year, the Classified Senate has worked hard to ensure that all our classified professionals feel the amount of appreciation that has been well deserved in the last 2 years. This week started off with the Cinnabon truck on Monday, and then followed by ice cream, which is sponsored by our exec team. Thank you, exec team. Today also, in addition to the resolution that was passed today, thank you again, the Academic Senate and the Associated Students passed similar resolutions in support. I want to thank President Lopez, President Emmanuel, and also Student Trustee Ramirez for leading those efforts. The amount of appreciation shown on this campus has been amazing, and I'm grateful to see how much the campus has rallied to show their gratitude. In fact, tomorrow there will be another event that's hosted and sponsored by our managers on campus. The event that I personally have little details because I've been told that the managers are all leading this. All I know is it's happening at the Merit Polls at a certain time. And lastly, Friday is our classified day, a day of learning that would also be spent reconnecting with our colleagues. The focus is really to re-engage with each other than Zoom. We were used to seeing each other in little screens, but it's really to strengthen the sense of support that has been important for us as classified professionals, and really that perseverance and flexibility that we outlined in the resolution that was passed earlier today. I want to thank everybody at the college for just really showing support and appreciating their classified colleagues. I've heard it time and time again. We are trying our best to continue help doing our part and helping with anything that is needed, and it's seen time and time again. So that is all, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Partida. Do we have someone from the Management Association? I guess it's Mr. Buckenhide.
I seem to be wearing a lot of hats tonight. The Management Association sends their regrets. They were not able to find someone to come, but they send a letter in their stead, so I'm going to read that for you. This is a note that Management Association President Rebecca Cobb sent to the managers, I think yesterday. My beloved colleagues, once again we find ourselves reeling from the onslaught of hate violence. Let's be honest, it never ended or took a break. We recognize the pain and trauma for the victims of such overt acts of hate, as demonstrated in Buffalo and Laguna Woods. However, the onslaught of racist, transphobic, xenophobic, and homophobic vitriol has been laid bare in the fabric of our institutions and societal structures for some time now. We cannot ignore the long-term impact this has on minoritized and othered members of our community. This week, as we recognize our classified colleagues, let's not only acknowledge their work, but let's make sure we, as managers and leaders, are creating an environment that promotes belonging, providing opportunities for discussion of what is happening in society, and checking in with how folks are feeling. We need to be courageous by challenging the precedents to higher levels of hate violence, such as microaggressions, jokes and comments based on stereotypes, intentional and unintentional exclusion and ostracization of certain members of our staff and faculty, public berating, embarrassing or humiliating members of our staff, or ignoring when others do it. This is the behavior that perpetuates the systems of oppression, particularly anti-blackness, in the workplace. This behavior, too, is hate violence. This behavior exists in our departments and divisions at PCC. Now is the time to ask ourselves, are we complicit in this behavior? What have we, or are we, doing to end hate violence in any form within our own areas? If you haven't addressed it, now is the time. As leaders, we must acknowledge that this violence takes a toll. It cannot always be business as usual. Take some time, stop, check in with staff, faculty, and colleagues. Open the dialogue within your space. Not just today, but regularly. If you need help facilitating these conversations, we have resources through the Division of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Justice, as well as our Safe Zones Coalition. It is our collective and individual responsibility to be part of the solution toward ending oppression and hate violence. It's time for reflection and truth-telling so that healing and transformation can occur. It starts with us, in solidarity and love. Thanks.
Thank you. Student Association.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. First, I'd like to point out that last week we received immense support at our ASBC banquet. We want to thank all faculty, staff, and admin who joined us in our celebration. We are not done, but we are wrapping up our current term with the final event. We will be hosting a candidates forum for the Board of Trustees election. This will be next week on Tuesday, the 24th of May, and it'll be from 5 to 8 p.m. here in the Krebling Lounge. I want to thank all ASBC members for their continued efforts in planning and publicity for this event. I also want to thank the Office of Student Life, specifically Ms. Shanina, for supporting us and ensuring that we can get this facility or this Krebling Lounge available for the event. Also, thanks to Alex Bokohide and Facilities for helping us ensure that we have streaming services and seating available. As I mentioned, we aren't done yet. We are currently serving on multiple hiring committees this summer, and I want to thank PCC for remaining inclusive of students in the shared governance process as we continue to strive in DEI in California community colleges. And I want to conclude by congratulating the college as well for their continued dedication, or for today's dedication of the Welcome Center of PCC's Northwest Dena campus. I'm a proud Mustang, but also proud Lancer, who cannot express enough gratitude for what John Muir High School and PCC have partnered in to support one of the most underrepresented communities of Pasadena. That's personally my hood, and for that, I thought it was awesome too, for the opening remarks that Dr. William Sims had in setting this foundation as a fellow Mustang and also a Dena native. His continued local advocacy and at a statewide level does not go unnoticed. We appreciate all the progress that we're doing as a college, as a community. I want to thank you all. Thanks.
All right, thank you. So about is this your last meeting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, give us a good report so we can remember.
I just want to say I've heard many comments from some faculty, not all faculty, but particularly those associated with the Faculty Association about a lack of equity-minded and trauma-informed decision-making by this board. However, I ask why the Faculty Association is supporting a political candidate who has defended charter schools in civil lawsuits and who doesn't support equitable opportunities for marginalized students of color by not supporting affirmative action.
Oops.
Frankly, it's hypocritical, and I would be remiss not to call it out. I also ask that our faculty refrain from making statements about how students feel regarding issues that do not concern them. We do not share the same concern that we're not adequately heard in our shared governance system, and we have no interest in getting involved with the vote of no confidence. But I don't want to end on a bad note. I just want to reiterate how grateful I am to have been able to serve in this role, and I'm thankful for everyone at the college who continues to support student leaders even when we disagree. I'm proud to be a Lancer.
Thank you. Trustee Chinlong.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lopez, and the Election and Nominations Committee for your work. I have worked in higher education for over 20 years, and as some of you know, my father is a retired college faculty member. So it saddens me to see this latest vote of no confidence at PCC, because a vote of no confidence is so rare in higher education. Sadly, there have been multiple votes of no confidence at PCC during the past decade. According to Association of Community College Trustees, on how boards should handle vote of no confidences, I quote, "It's important for the board to understand that a vote of no confidence is not always calling for the removal or resignation of the president or chancellor. Rather, it can be a vote of disenchantment in some cases, or an exercise of the traditional tool used in academia by faculty to collectively express their dissatisfaction with the current leadership or an urgent call for change. It serves as a serious wake-up call for the college," unquote. It continues, quote, "The board must be courageous in protecting the long-term interests of the institution and be prepared to serve as an arbitrator, unifier, or court of appeal," unquote. As a board, we have two options in moving forward. One, we can discount and dismiss this vote and carry on as if this is meaningless, or we can learn from this experience and serve as what ACCT calls as a unifier, which means we need to listen to a key stakeholder in our community, which is the faculty. ACCT concludes, quote, "With a vote of no confidence, prevention is the best policy. The board should be willing to take steps to stop any occurrence that could derail the administration or hamper the institution's core mission of serving students. Proactive measures include setting clear goals and priorities with the president or chancellor, conducting regular presidential evaluations, and asking difficult questions of the president or the chancellor," unquote. I urge my colleagues on the board to use this vote as an opportunity to foster greater understanding, collaboration, and collective action between faculty, administration, and the board in serving our students. Thank you.
Okay, Trustee Watt.
Yeah, so I just want to thank all of my colleagues for the Legacy Award. It was really a surprise, and it was really an honor. And, you know, I think what's really important is that this has grown, the Women's Caucus has actually grown to be not only the youngest caucus, but it's the largest caucus, and probably one of the most diverse caucus. And I think all of those, our members have shown great leadership in building a pipeline of leadership for that caucus. So as one group helps lead and strengthen the caucus, we know that there is still a pipeline to follow of strong leadership. So I want to thank everyone for that. I also want to thank everyone for the great commencement. And I had a chance to attend the Summa Cum Laude events, and it was great to see the success of our students. It's really unfortunate that we're in sort of heated campaigns now where people are tearing down the college and our students, but it's great to see that truly our college is rising, our students are rising, and we have great leaders like Trustee Ramirez who will continue to rise and strengthen the reputation of our college. And I just want to thank everyone. This is Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, and I want to thank everyone for that acknowledgement and all the celebration that's taken place. That's it.
Okay, Trustee Martin.
Just a short note of appreciation to Trustee Ramirez for some tremendous service to the college. You've definitely lived up to the chair that you're sitting in, because we've had a long line of tremendous student trustees that goes back. But you have been right up there with them, and so done a fantastic job representing the students and representing PCC. And as you always hear in the community, you put PCC's best foot forward because you are PCC's best foot. So thank you for your service.
Yes. And of course, I already expressed how I felt about Mr. Ramirez. And I remember years ago when I was on the board, we had a couple rough student trustees. But what you call it? What a change we've had. We've had two real, not sure you were here for 2 years, but anyhow, I'm not going to swallow your head. You've done a great job, and I appreciate you. And I know you're going to make it really big. I am actually very excited today. Today was a very good day for me. I've worked for something for so long, and it's like, you know, when a fisherman go and throw their rod in the ocean, and all these things, you know, my husband used to always take me fishing, and I was never good. Waiting on that bite, and waiting at that bite, and you lose your line, but you know, this was a good day today. If nothing else happened, this was a great day for me and for the community that I serve. My community members were just ecstatic. Many of them were not able to come out because of the timing, the 10 o'clock. But you know what? A lot of them did come. And I'm telling you, I'm very excited for what our students are already achieving and what is going to come down the line. I have great vision. I share it with my constituents of what should come next. So it's beautiful. So I'm excited. Okay, so now that I'm through, that's my report for today. And by the way, we had a really, really good commencement. I really enjoy the African American, the Latinos, and our big commencement. It was just so refreshing to be able to be back on campus and seeing people. The students were excited. If nobody else was excited, the students were like so happy to be able to touch and feel and see. So that's what we're here for. I'm here to serve our students, period. Okay.
Trustee Brown, could I also give a shout out to the first API graduation ceremony, and also the first graduation ceremony for the Family Resource Center. So it was really great to attend this.
Yes.
And I think the first time we'd had the lavender.
No, we had a...
we had the lavender on Zoom, I think.
3 times. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. But this is the first time we had it in person, so it was great. And our own fellow trustee from El Monte Union High School, Florencia Briones, was a graduate in the lavender commencement as well as our general commencement. So after 20 years, he earned 3 degrees, so it's great to see him.
That was beautiful. Oh, Trustee Silver, would you like to say something?
No, thank you. I am so appreciative of being able to attend the meeting by the phone, and it's an interesting experience watching on a 30-second delay, but I think I was able to participate, and wish you all well.
I think we need to congratulate Trustee Silver on now joining the CCCT board.
Did you hear that?
I did. Thank you, Dr. Benjajonis.
Actually, that was
Linda.
That was Trustee Wah.
Linda, thank you. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Trustee Wah.
Okay, we're going to try to get out here by 7. Let's move on. Proposed future board business meeting.
There haven't been any changes. Just a quick reminder that our next regular business meeting is Wednesday, June 15th, and we have our spring retreat, the board retreat, on the afternoon, I believe, of the 21st. I'm sorry, the morning, pardon me, the morning of June 21st.
Okay, thank you. And do we have any future agenda items that any trustee would like to bring across? No? Good. Okay, so before we adjourn, what I would like to do is we are going to adjourn in the memory of those who died or were victims of the shootings in Buffalo, New York, and in Laguna Woods, California. So at this moment, we are going to adjourn. Thank you all. And it's 7 o'clock. I gotta use the restroom and I'll be back.